Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome back to another video. My name is Dante. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what I am doing during this dip, because obviously there's now a lot of people calling for the top, and obviously I told you guys I'd be here in 2025 to document the journey that I'm going through in crypto. So to give you a recap of 2024 and how it went, we allocated in 2023, sold basically at the local top in Q1 of 2024, got back in around September, October time of last year. Now we're looking at holding, assuming that we're going to get more upside in the market. And we are at the point where I'm fully allocated the market and I'm not looking to add more. I'm just simply working with the capital I have in the market and, seeing what the best altcoins necessarily outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, like what I can hold that I think will do well if we do see continued upside in the market. And so I want to talk to you because I'm not selling any of my positions. I haven't gotten rid of anything, but I have made some moves. I have made some changes in my portfolio again. And literally on Sunday, I gave you like kind of my top picks for 2025. And here we are on Wednesday, and I'm already making some changes based on what I think is the best way to, make money in the space right now. So yeah, I didn't get into this when it was under 50 cents XRP. I know it's crazy because, 2020 and 2021, we talked about XRP, not seriously thinking that it would ever get to the point where, look at the monster move that it made from just under 50 cents to almost $3 and is now consolidating, just under $2.50. So even if it's for a short-term trade, or even if it's kind of, maybe an allocation in my portfolio that's not going to stay around forever, I've allocated about 10% of my portfolio to XRP. I'm not saying that I'm going to hold this for a very long time. This is more so, I believe that the next leg up for XRP is close. If you go and look at the chart, XRP is up almost 5% against Bitcoin today. And that's pretty impressive. If you look at the, and I know looking at the XRP dollar chart or USD chart, or looking at crypto against USD is kind of a flawed system when you really think about comparing it to just looking at it against Bitcoin. Either way, you can see that it really hasn't seen any substantial drawdown, even from this massive move from 50 cents to above $2.50. It's really just been ranging in this and consolidating in this area, making it appear as if there's going to be more significant, substantial upside to XRP. So I can't sit here and say that I was right about it not doing anything, because I think most of crypto, Twitter, the guys who think they know something, thought that XRP was a dead coin and would never do anything. But if we're talking about strictly making money in the market, it went 4 or 5x from the bottom. And I'm not going to be here and sit here and be stubborn about the fact that I missed that move and say that I don't think it's going to go higher, because what I can see right now is that it's showing real strength and it could potentially go higher. So like I said, out of full transparency, guys, about 10% of my portfolio is now in XRP. Crazy to say this, but it's the truth. Now, another couple of projects I want to talk to you about, Virtuals Protocol. Now, if you watch my video on Sunday, that we discussed AI agents and the AI meta, and obviously we're allocated to BitTensor Tau. We've been talking about BitTensor Tau for about 2 years now, and nothing has changed in terms of my allocation to BitTensor Tau. I was even thinking of adding more to it on the dip that we've had the last 2 days, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay diversified in order to just make sure that I'm not getting too caught up in highly allocating to one piece of my portfolio. But Virtuals and AI16Z, which are basically the two big infrastructure plays between Base and Solana when it comes to the AI agents meta, they've seen some substantial drawdowns. Now, substantial drawdowns after being up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percent. So like I was telling you with Virtuals, I saw Virtuals at around 10 cents in October, and it was only a couple of months ago. So I can't even be upset at myself really that I didn't pull the trigger here when I saw it, and I had people telling me about Virtuals and I didn't listen. And now, of course, it's gone, insane. It's done absolute numbers, but now it is seeing a correction off of its all-time high of around $5. It's down to just under $4. So maybe this is a time to allocate to Virtuals. Maybe not. Maybe you think it's already gone up too much, and that's okay. And that's totally valid. Again, this is just me sharing my thought process here, because again, I'm not selling my bags here. I'm not getting rid of my positions. So by that logic, that means that I have to optimize for what I see in the markets. And so the next one, obviously Virtuals being the biggest protocol on Base, and then AI16Z basically not necessarily being a competitor, but also another AI agent infrastructure play that has done very well. There's a lot of people and a lot of hype around this one. Its all-time high was at around $2.34. It's now down to $1.71. Maybe if we're going to get another leg up and, we assume that AI agents and AI in general is going to continue to have the mind share and the evergreen effect of being a huge macro narrative outside of crypto and now also coming into crypto, maybe it's a time to allocate. I'm not sure. I haven't gone into either of these. They're just ones that I'm seriously watching. So again, keep that in the back of your minds. But yeah, I don't know what to do with some of my positions here. I think we're going to have to talk about KASPA because in my last video, I told you that, I was holding 5% or 10% of my portfolio, which is still the case, in KASPA. And I'll be honest with you, in the last 2 days to get into these other AI plays, I was strongly considering selling my KASPA. And that sucks to say because I really, really like KASPA. I think it's going to do well, but if you really have to look at, hey, KASPA is basically fulfilling the dreams of a 2017 narrative in terms of this ultrasound, proof of work money, new currency type thing, which over a long period of time can definitely play out and be successful again, because we're comparing it against the dollar. We're not really comparing it against other cryptos. We're comparing it against the dollar. And over time, I think we are going to see the resiliency of KASPA. But the question is there an opportunity cost to holding KASPA right now? There might be. But what I will tell you is in the last 24 hours, while everything else was really, really getting crushed, KASPA was only down a couple percent. And it has held this line on the 10-cent level very, very well. And it's actually even up a little bit. It's held this 11-cent, 10-cent line very well. And it's reassured me, and I know it's stupid, guys, and I don't want it to sound like I have no long-term thesis and every single day I'm making a decision based on how I feel. That's not the case. It's just that I'm going to be honest with you about how I'm feeling at any given time. And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to sell my bags or I'm going to capitulate. I'm just saying this is how I'm feeling. Looking at KASPA and the way it's held that 11-cent range, it's nice to see. It's nice to know that, all right, there's actually real fundamentals behind this thing. It really shouldn't be, compared to where the rest of the crypto market is, KASPA shouldn't be under 10 cents. The valuation of this project shouldn't be any less than it is. I think under 3 billion already it's undervalued when you look at the rest of the market. So again, I'm not doing anything with my KASPA bag. Just giving you an update here. Yesterday and today was the first time I was really, really wondering if it was time for me to give up the KASPA bag in order to get into some of these AI agent protocols. I didn't do it. The main update here is I did get into kind of a short to medium term large bag of XRP because I think it has a lot of strength. It has a lot of narrative going for it. I think the overall newcomers to the space and the kind of, the community behind XRP in general is insane. So I think there's a chance that this thing goes higher, and I'm allocated for the potential for that to happen. And if it doesn't happen, that it is what it is. But finally, I want to talk to you guys about a tweet or just kind of a thesis that I have that I'm going with, and I'm keeping it as simple as possible here because I think every single day, like I said, based on my feelings, if I'm making decisions based on my feelings, I'm never really going to get anywhere. So I need to have some sort of long-term idea or long-term thesis. Now, if you're familiar with the idea of global liquidity and that chart and the idea that global liquidity is increasing over time, and at times there's more money being put into circulation, and then there's times where there's quantitative tightening and easing. Again, it all affects how much money and global liquidity there actually is. And if you look at, Raoul Paul's main thesis is that, global liquidity is going to see a spike in 2025. And so he's expecting the crypto markets, because Bitcoin has followed the global liquidity cycle pretty accurately. He believes that, we're going to see a big spike in Bitcoin and then as a result also in the altcoins. The kind of idea that I've formed is that I do agree with the idea that global liquidity is where we're going to see ups and downs in the market. And I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible and not overthink these things because, like I said, the more I've been in this market, the longer I've been in this market, the more I feel like I don't know what's going on because you really honestly don't. The market has so many different pieces of it that are operating at any given moment, that for you to really think that you can predict what's going to happen next is almost idiotic. And you can read books about it. You can read Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas is a great book. A lot of people talk about it or are big on it because it talks to you about the fact that you're never going to know what's going to happen in the market. That's why you're basically gambling. If you're a short-term day trading type of guy, you're basically gambling unless you think you really have an edge. And you know, some people do. So like I said, I'm not doing anything with my positions. I'm keeping them. I've only altered them to make sure that I'm capturing what I believe are the best opportunities in the market for this bounce. If I had more capital, I would be allocating it to probably SWE. I think SWE is a great play. It literally topped over $5 the other day, and it keeps doing well. AIXBT, this is basically one of my only plays in the AI agent space right now outside of just owning Tau. I think it's, hopefully going to still be a winner in the space, and it's still going to have mindshare and still continue to ride higher. But if I wasn't in AIXBT, I'd probably move that into virtuals or AI16Z. One of those, split it up 50-50 between those. I just want to thank you for watching the video. I know not every single one of these is going to be, groundbreaking information, but I want to just get on here, share exactly what I'm doing in real time as it's happening. Obviously, today has been a difficult day for our bags, but I am not panicking. I think that's probably the worst thing we can do right now. If there's continued downside, if we continue to see downside momentum in the markets for several months at that point, yeah, I think maybe we're in a place where the trend has truly shifted. And then we were wrong. We were 1,000% wrong. We were wrong to stay allocated to the market during this time. And that's okay. The reality is, especially in a market like crypto, there's a high probability that you're going to be wrong a lot. So all that being said, guys, I hope you got a little bit of value in this. Let me know what you're looking at right now in the markets. Are you allocated? And yeah, how you're dividing up your portfolio. I think I've shared some specifics of what percentages I have in my portfolio, and you can kind of garner an idea of what the general gist of my entire portfolio is when I break down the percentages. So I'm happy to hear what you're interested in. Let me know you're still alive. I appreciate all of you on the last video who left comments, liked the video. Make sure you do that. Share it with your friends. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I really appreciate it. Peace.